Since I left Karachi, I couldn't find the authentic Degi Korma anywhere else. I have tried many recipes, many places, many restaurants, but believe me, it's not the same. So I have come to the very easy recipe, again authentic, again delicious, and we're gonna make it together and see how this recipe went. So let's get started. So let's start this recipe by making the masala first. So for the masala I have taken, or for the spice mix, I have taken 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds, just white cumin seeds, black peppercorn, it's about 10 to 12. I have 2 bay leaves along with 1 stick of cinnamon, that is around 1 inch. Then I have 3 petals of anise flower, Vadian Pool, we can also say. We have Jalfil, is 1/4 of a piece. Then we have Javitri, 2 petals only. Along with we have long clove, these are 5 to 6. You can make this masala into a bigger batch and you can just keep it with you. Then we have elaichi, cardamom, 5. So what I usually do, I put 2 in the masala mix, in the spice mix, and 3 I put it in the gravy so we can see. Usually we can see the parts of cardamom, which gives a very nice look. So I'm gonna leave it. It's your call. If you wanted to add it to your masala, you can just go for it. Then I have red chili powder, 1 tablespoon, and I have Kashmiri red chilies. So these are, I usually use smoked paprika instead of that because we need a color. We don't need the taste of spices, we need the color. So these are 1.5 tablespoon. Along with, I'm gonna add salt, 1 teaspoon. We can adjust it later when we make the gravy. So I'm making this masala for 750 grams of chicken, but you can make it in a bigger jar, again store it in a airtight container for good 6 months. So I'm gonna blend this or grind this into a fine powder, and we'll continue our recipe with it. So when the pot is nice and hot, I'm gonna add around 1 cup of oil. Make sure the oil is too much, otherwise you won't get the same gravy on top. So I'm gonna add around 1 cup of oil. Then I'm gonna add 2 large onion slices, and I'm gonna saute them until they're golden brown. And then we'll continue our procedure. So the onion is brown. So I'm gonna take them out and put it in a mixing jar. We're gonna blend it. So the darker, the nicer color you will get. The darker the onions, the nicer color you will achieve. So I'm gonna leave all the oil behind, and I'm gonna take all the onions out. You can also reserve some onions for your garnish if you wish. And now I'm gonna add 1 cup of beaten yogurt. And I'm gonna blend them until they are nice and smooth. If you need to put some water, feel free to add some water. So the oil is still hot, and I have blended the mixture. It's turned out something like this. Now I'm gonna put the chicken. I've taken thigh pieces. You can also take mixed pieces, and they are 750 grams. Make sure they have bones in it. And the same recipe goes for the beef, but the tender time will be different. It's the same recipe. So I have around 750, which is 6 pieces, and I'm gonna add ginger garlic paste to it, and I'm gonna fry them on a high heat until they just changes their color. So chicken is fried. You can see there is no water in it. The water chicken contains. So there's only oil left, and the color is changed, and still they're not tender. Now I'm gonna add the mixture that we made, only onions and yogurt, and I'm gonna keep it on a high flame until you see the oil starts to appear. At this stage we are not making it tender, we are just frying this mixture. So when the yogurt starts to cook, you can see the oil is appearing on the top and it starts to bubble up. I'm gonna add the prepared spice mix that we see, and you can see I didn't grind the cardamom. So I'm gonna put this whole masala into our mixture, give it a quick mix, And I'm gonna add almost half a cup of water. Now you can still see because the oil was already on top. So when I put the masala in, the oil will stay on top. If you didn't follow the steps properly, the one that I told you in the starting, in the beginning, the oil won't show up in the on the top of the korma. There we go. Now I'm gonna cover this and cooking on a low flame for good 20 minutes until they are very soft and tender. Add water if you need it. Usually the korma gravy is nice and thick. Just see you after 20 minutes. Meanwhile, I have soaked some almonds and I'm going to remove their skin for the garnish. So I cooked the korma for around 20 minutes on low to medium heat, covered, and you can see how nice the gravy is. And then I remove the lid and cook it on high flame so the gravy become a little dry, and that's up to you how much gravy you want in your korma. I just want very less gravy, so I cook it on a high flame and see the oil is still up there. During all the process, the oil should be on the top, and it's an amazing recipe. You should try it and do let me know how it went. You can just serve it with the naan, rice. Also, if you get a chance to buy sheermal or taftan Pakistani style of naans, that will be great with it. So with the garnish, we don't put anything on top of it. Usually korma doesn't go with anything, only for dry fruits. So I'm gonna add a little bit of almonds. They are blanched on top. Sometimes people usually add potatoes or any other thing. Everything can go with it, but the recipe will stay same. So I hope you like this recipe. Do try it home and let me know how it went. Our degi style korma is ready. You can see it's very easy and delicious recipe. Inshallah you will love it. See you again in my upcoming videos, and stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram. Thanks for watching.